This week on Overdrive, we stop by the Locker Room Sports special presentation. Learn more about Flow's Technology in Schools program and see the exciting quarterfinal highlights. All this and more coming up on the FCC Highlights Show.
Welcome to Overdrive, your weekly show with all the action from the Flow Champions Cup. The quarterfinals took center stage last week. All 8 teams worked hard to get into this weekend's Final Four. To say all 4 games were competitive would be a major understatement. The urge to gain promotion was demonstrated in every action and reaction.
The first 2 rounds of the Flow Champions Cup provided a feast of goals. Not so in the quarters, as most of the teams were evenly matched. One good shot would decide some of the encounters. Regardless, there was a lot to cheer about as the big teams fought to get into the Final Four this weekend. Here are the highlights of the quarterfinals. Portmore United were rearing to go up against Harborview as they warmed up extensively at the Spanish Town Prison Oval. From the first whistle, Portmore applied more pressure than a shark's bite. They probed and searched for the opener, firing shots like crooks in a getaway car. But it was the Stars of the East, Harborview, who fired the shot that really counted. Against the run of play in the 4th minute, the Harborview goalkeeper launched a long kick forward. The ball bounced awkwardly and then was controlled by Brian Brown, even while being hounded by a defender. The forward planted his left foot into the ball and watched it as it sailed beautifully into the top left-hand corner of the goal. Portmore fought hard to get on level terms, but were very wasteful. Harborview's lone strike was good enough to take them into the semi-finals. The fruit and nuts vendors at the railway crossing in Clarendon Park prepared well for the encounter between home team Sporting Central Academy and Waterhouse. Waterhouse's marksman Jermaine Tuffy Anderson felt he had the perfect range and distance to the Sporting goal. He started to shoot from distance from the beginning. His first shot from long range rolled harmlessly into the keeper's hands. It was just a rangefinder. One spectator tried to inject color into the proceedings. He blew hard on his double truck air horn. Another slapped Dutch pot covers in the hope of awakening his team. They were unable to stop the wayward play and aimless shooting. Then the moment came. With 1 minute to go before halftime, Tuffy picked up a ball some 25 meters out, saw the goalkeeper just off his line, and did not hesitate. He launched a shot which evaded the goalkeeper and lodged into the back of the net. End of that game. The second half was almost a replica of the first. Sporting Central bossing possession, but failing to capitalize. Waterhouse were into the semi-finals, which they will host. Arnett Gardens hosted the last parish champions Axum in the jungle. The hosts piled on the pressure from the start and should have ended the game as a no contest from the first half. Chances went a-begging, but miraculously it was 0-0 at the interval. Axum were more relaxed and gave a better account of themselves in the second half, making inroads into Arnett's defense. But it was the junglists who broke the deadlock. Captain Kirk Ramsey chested into the net from close range to relieve the stress his team had built up in the stands. Arnett then missed from the penalty spot. It was just another poor day's work at the office. Axum continued to soak up the pressure. They could not get the ball out of their half. The second goal was scored by Leon Strickland to make the result safe and calm the nerves of the fans. Arnett Gardens through to the semi-final. Tivoli Gardens visited Montego Bay United on the lights and left the home team in the dark. The hosts were all over the visitors like grey on clouds, but it was Tivoli Gardens who struck first through Renick Anderson. More pressure was applied by Montego Bay and they won a penalty which was converted by Lakon Brissett. Even with the fierce battle on the field, coaches Admiral Bailey and Donovan Duckey shared ideas at the half. It was end-to-end action after the break as both sides sought the clincher. Montego Bay looked the better team but were extremely wasteful. It was then a case of waste not, want not. In one of their rare raids of field, Tivoli's Jamoy Sibley's controlled a cross from the left side and casually slotted home to make it 2-1 and a place in the semis. An action-packed semi-final doubleheader is in store for fans at the Waterhouse Mini Stadium on Sunday, October 13 in the afternoon. Semi-final 1 will see Tivoli Gardens facing Arnott Gardens, and semi-final 2 will have two former champions in Waterhouse tackling the Stars of the East, Harbourview.
This week on the Flow Tip, we learn more about Flow's prepaid services.
Did you know that Flow has a brand new prepaid service for cable and internet? You can purchase 1, 3, 7 and 14-day increments for prepaid internet and 3, 7 and 14-day increments for prepaid cable. Call or visit a Flow retail store to find out how to sign up for Flow Prepaid today.
Affordable cable and internet service from Flow. Locker Room Sports is the equipment supplier to the Flow Champions Cup, providing the attractive gears the teams are wearing. As an added bonus, they stepped up the ante for the teams making it to the semi-finals. Our crew caught up with the action at Flow's headquarters.
Locker Room Sports has been interfacing with football clubs in Jamaica over the last 15 years, and we've had several great working relationships with clubs. It's a pleasure for us to once again be associated with them and get to be a part of their journey through this event.
We're delighted Locker Room Sports came on board as a partner, bringing additional value to the Flow Champions Cup. Our sponsors are very important to the execution of the tournament, and the contribution of Locker Room Sports was in the form of uniforms and equipment for all 26 teams participating in the competition.
We've been partners with Flow for the last 3 years for this championship, and what it does is it gives our company exposure at the highest level. We're a football nation, we're a football country, we love football, and being associated with the best teams in the island is definitely a plus for our company. We're just privileged to be a part of this event. We provided all their playing kits for the opening rounds at a reduced price, thus making us an associate sponsor. But at the semi-final stage, we provided the teams with a $40,000 gift voucher each, which allows them to have the option to be able to get equipment or supplies that they may need for the tournament and moving forward. The vision for Locker Room Sports is to be a multi-brand retail supplier, and we're looking to be able to provide top quality sporting equipment for the top players here in Jamaica and recreational players also.
Every Jamaican, whether young or old, has some relationship with the sport of football, whether as a player or as a supporting parent or as a supporting fan from the community. Footballs are also very integral to community development and unity in the communities, and we see our participation with the Flow Champions Cup as being part of helping with the development of the sport and of communities, and also a way of engaging more directly with our customers and the country as a whole.
Great support for football. We're on a break, but we'll be right back.
You're watching the Flow Champions Cup highlight show Overdrive. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Flow Jamaica, or follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/GoWithFlowJA using hashtag Overdrive on Flow TV. We'll be right back.
Add the best phone service to the fastest internet in Jamaica and you get Flow. Surf and chat. Surf the web. And download large files. And keep up with your friends on Facebook. Plus, get a landline, no strings attached. Get the lowest call rates, 1,000 free minutes to call international numbers for just $3,000. Don't be fooled by those fast-talking ads. Get Flow, surf and chat, and ton of your home entertainment. Sign up now and get a free wireless upgrade. Nobody beats Flow from home.
My Business Observer really matters. It keeps me up to date with news stories, the stock market, and the economy. And I can also keep my eye on my competitors.
Subscribe today.
What would I do without my study center?
North Coast to the South Coast.
At the end of the week, I look forward to the Sunday Observer in Wagwan.
Them have it locked.
My Sunday Finance gives me a roundup of corporate, local, regional, and international news that matter.
Every day matters. Subscribe today by going to JamaicaObserver.com or calling our nearest office.
I can't hear you, man. I have to try to get some signal. We are no party.
You have 1 minute remaining on this call.
Don't struggle. Get the best call rates and a clear connection at home with your Flow landline. Pay only $2.99 to call any Digicel or Line mobiles. 95 cents per minute to call landlines. As low as 74 cents per minute to call overseas. And all Flow-to-Flow calls are free. Any network, any number, anywhere. Nobody beats Flow. Flow. Watch, talk, click.
Welcome back to the FCC Highlight Show Overdrive. Brought to you by Flow Prepaid, CVM TV, the Jamaica Observer, KLAS ESPN Sports, and Locker Room Sports.
Welcome back. We spoke with the coaches who will be going head-to-head in the semi-finals. Here are the Tivoli and Arnett Gardens coaches who will prepare their teams for semi-final number 1.
The journey so far in the Flow Champions Cup, is a more topsy-turvy, We played a tough game against Umberland in which, we won by a wide margin, but the game was pretty much a tough one.
Our journey to the semi-finals has been a tough one, but the players are very focused and they intend to go all the way.
The strategy going into the semi-final is that, we have to be good defensively against Tivoli. We know that Tivoli is an attacking team, but we are also an attacking team, so the team with best defending come Sunday will definitely win the games. Well, Arnett Garden has always been one of our main rivals, and it's always a very difficult game. So we know come Sunday that we're going to have to go out there and play real hard if we want to retain this trophy. Coaching at Arnett Garden, is pretty much a tough one, based on the community is a Garrison community. And based on my profession, but I think the players are pretty much adaptable, and that's make my job pretty much easier. The Flow Championship Cup is very important to us. We haven't had any success since 2011, and it is one of the trophies that we're looking forward to lifting this season. Not just due to the importance of the trophy, but I'll be honest and say the financial rewards is also is needed at the club at the moment. So that's one of our, we're also playing with that in mind at the moment. The Flow Champions Cup is very important to Arnett Garden. It's a competition in which the club has never won, and we need to change that. Training has been going well. They've been putting out 100%, and I know mentally and physically they are well prepared for this this game on Sunday. Well, is to rival community, neighbors. If you look at it, Tivoli, some 400 or 500 yards away from Arnett Garden, and most people talk about the political aspect of it, but we are really talking about the football aspect of it. Arnett Garden and Tivoli always a showpiece, for everyone to enjoy.
This matchup has a lot of history between the two teams and is our live game to be broadcast on Sunday, October 13 at 5:30 p.m. right here on CVM TV. You do not want to miss it. Flow continues to build out its technology in schools program, so we stopped by the Windward Road Primary and Junior High Schools to see how technology facilitates learning.
Flow believes in the transformative power of education, and so we really want to be the driving force behind that type of innovation in schools.
Welcome to Windward Road Primary and Junior High School.
As part of Flow's Building Leaders Through Technology program, we introduced a competition for schools last year called the Flow in My School competition. So when we launched the competition last year, we really wanted to be able to add value to the school and provide them with the type of equipment they would need to utilize the technology in a meaningful way.
I knew that we would have won and that we would have gotten something that will help us to bring up our learning standards.
Mimic technology that we received from them allows each classroom to be transformed into an interactive board. From the results that we are seeing in most subject areas, we are satisfied that the use of the technology is playing a significant role in the learning process.
Flow's aim is to close that digital divide by providing broadband access to as many members of the population as possible. And so our partnership with the government of Jamaica allows us to give 100 megs of broadband service to schools so to increase their technological capabilities.
I use it for my homeworks, assignments, and different school occasions.
If the teacher came to my class and just read from a book, we would not really enjoy that class.
I just want to say a big thank you for the work that Flow is doing and in making learning come alive to these students, and it has greatly facilitated the education process and is keeping with the Ministries of Education mandate.
The children are very excited, they're always eager to learn and they're willing, they all want to participate, so everybody gets an opportunity to interact with the Mimio Teach.
So as we continue our build out, all schools that are in our serviceable areas will receive complimentary internet and cable.
You're watching Flow Overdrive.
Flow's technology helping schools to deploy new methods to deliver education. Fantastic stuff. We continue to educate the fans this time about the laws of the game with the series Know the Laws. Here is former FIFA referee Dave Meikle.
In this episode, we look at cautionable offences which lead to a yellow card. Let's take a look.
The cautionable offences are unsporting behaviour, dissent by word or action, persistently infringing the laws, delaying the restart, failing to respect the required distance at the restart of play with a corner kick, free kick or throw-in, entering or re-entering the field of play without the permission of the referee, deliberately leaving the field of play without the referee's permission.
Now, here are a few examples.
Unsporting behaviour such as simulation, which is intended to deceive the referee. When a player holds an opponent to prevent him gaining possession of the ball or taking up an advantageous position. Other examples of unsporting behaviour are shown here with these reckless challenges. The player is cautioned for covering his face with a mask or similar item to celebrate a goal if he removes his shirt. Players are also cautioned for showing dissent either by word or by action.
In fair play in this contact sport. Next week, we'll look at red cards. I am Dave Meikle. Continue to know your laws.
More coach comments coming up. We'll be right back.
You're watching the Flow Champions Cup highlight show Overdrive. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/FlowJamaica or follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/GoWithFlowJA using hashtag Overdrive on Flow TV. We'll be right back.
Add the best phone service to the fastest internet in Jamaica and you get Flow. Surf and chat. Surf the web. And download large files. And keep up with your friends on Facebook. Plus, get a landline, no strings attached. Get the lowest call rates, 1,000 free minutes to call international numbers for just $3,000. Don't be fooled by those fast talking ads. Get Flow, surf and chat, and ton of your home entertainment. Sign up now and get a free wireless upgrade. Nobody beats Flow from home.
Wake up to the KLAS ESPN Sports FM 89 Mike and Mike Show. Pep up your afternoon with Orville Higgins on the sports desk. Then spend your evenings with Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless on ESPN's First Take. Our award-winning program, Scoreboard, with hosts Juliet Cuthbert, Stratton Palmer, and Garth Williams, is up next. Join the herd with Colin Coherd from ESPN Radio after Scoreboard. KLAS, now an affiliate of ESPN Radio.
I can't hear you, no, man. I have to try to get some signal. We are no party.
You have 1 minute remaining on this call.
Don't struggle. Get the best call rates and a clear connection at home with your Flow landline. Pay only $2.99 to call any Digicel or Line mobiles. 95 cents per minute to call landlines. As low as 74 cents per minute to call overseas. And all Flow-to-Flow calls are free. Any network, any number, anywhere. Nobody beats Flow. Flow. Watch, talk, click.
Welcome back to the FCC Highlight Show Overdrive. Brought to you by Flow Prepaid, CVM TV, the Jamaica Observer, KLAS ESPN Sports, and Locker Room Sports.
Welcome back to Overdrive. Semi-final number 2 features 2 former champions of this knockout competition. Waterhouse play host to Harbour View. Both coaches share their thoughts about the upcoming match.
So far, the journey to the Flow Champions League has been progressive. We're in the semi-finals, so I say that we've been having a very good season so far.
It started a bit slow, but eventually we picked up the momentum, and we are prepared to go all the way to the finals.
The approach for this game will be the same as other games I've played before. We'll be playing our game, and then hopefully Waterhouse wouldn't be that much of a resistance, and in doing that we can have a victory.
Playing against Harbour View, I never really single out any individual player. What I know is that Harbour View play as a team, so our tactical approach is to play them as a team, attack them as a team, and defend as a team.
There's no special individual, it's just a team, so they'll have to look out for the entire team, because you never can tell who will show up or who will make that brilliant pass or that magical shot that will cause a goal.
Yeah, Tuffy in any shape or form will be a factor not playing, but nevertheless the team always be prepared for any eventualities. If something should happen to Tuffy, then somebody has to step up to the plate, and that is exactly what we plan to do.
Our strategy going into this game is keep possession of the ball, make sure we finish all our attacks and score the goals.
Well, Harbour View is always a tough team to play. They are normally a fit team. We have been working on our conditioning to ensure that we can run the entire 90 minutes with them. We have been doing our passing game, and we have been putting the passes together. So we plan to give a good show against them.
Playing at any venue is a challenge, because if you're not prepared to play football, then it will be a challenge. So long as we play our football, then everything will be okay. Well,
as head coach, the journey, it's always about managing. And the key thing in the Waterhouse team is to can manage your players. We have talented players, and the priority is to try to manage them as best as possible.
It's very important. It's every cup that you play for, you want to win. The Flow Cup is no different than the Premier League or the Jackie Bell Knockout. We want to win every hardware that is there, so this is what we are about, winning cups.
The Flow Championship competition is very important to Waterhouse. I think Flow bring a little more life into the football, a little more cash, which the clubs badly need. And so far the journey along with the competition is a good experience for me. Yes, what I want to say to Harbour View that Waterhouse need this victory, and we are coming for it.
Now you can experience the excitement by going out to the Jerusalem Stadium in Waterhouse on Sunday, October 13, as the semi-final double-header action gets underway at 5:30 p.m. Or you can watch the live broadcast of semi-final 1 between Tivoli Gardens and Arnett Gardens right here on CVM TV at 5:30 p.m. Semi-final 2 between Waterhouse and Harbour View will be shown as a delayed broadcast on Monday, October 14 at 3 p.m. here again on CVM TV. With the competition in the final stages, here are some of the most memorable moments of the Flow Champions Cup. my gosh, the Black Stars goalkeeper will remember that play for the rest of his days. Go to our Facebook page for the past episodes of the show and see more moments just like that. And join the exciting conversation on Twitter anytime. Remember, you can surf the web or do research in a flash with the fastest internet in Jamaica from Flow. Call 1-888-303-3000 or visit your nearest Flow store today. We hope you enjoyed the 5th session of Overdrive. We'll be back next Saturday, same time, same place, with the best action and reactions from the semi-finals of the Flow Champions Cup. See you then.